Hello Stonites, welcome back to the next science video. Today we will be learning on Unit 6 Material Properties, and the subtopics are metals, non-metals, comparing metal and non-metals, everyday materials and their properties. This unit is quite easy and simple, so without further ado, let's begin with our first topic, metals. You must have all heard the term metals quite often. They are very useful materials. Now, what do you mean by the word materials? Materials are the substances from which objects are made. For example, iron nails, gold necklace, silver coin, etc. There are many different types of metals, and these metals are used to do lots of different jobs, such as iron is used for bridges because it is strong. Various utensils used in our homes are made of stainless steel, which is made from iron. Parts of automobiles are made of iron. Some of the parts like pistons, wires, wheels, etc. Copper is used for electrical wiring because it conducts electricity well, and it is flexible. It is also used in refrigerators, washing machines, etc. Copper comes into use in cell phones and technological appliances, television, etc. Gold and silver is used for jewelry because it is shiny. Now let's discuss some properties of metals. Metals are shiny and lustrous, at least when freshly prepared or polished. Metal rings like a bell when you hit them. Metals are strong. They can hold large weights without breaking. They are malleable, which means they have the ability to withstand hammering and can be made into thin sheets known as foils. For example, a sugar cube-sized chunk of gold can be pounded into a thin sheet that will cover a football field. They are ductile, which means they can be drawn into wires. For example, 100 grams of silver can be drawn into a thin wire about 200 meters long. Metals are solids at room temperature, with the exception of mercury, which is liquid at room temperature. Iron, steel, nickel, and cobalt are magnetic in nature. Metals are good conductors of heat. You can decide if something is a metal or not by looking for these properties. The surface of most metal will become dull after a while. Big lumps of metal are hard to test for bendiness. Bottles and cups rings when they are hit, but they aren't made of metal. Now, let's go to our next topic, non-metals. If you look around your house, you will see many items made of non-metals. Some examples can be sofa sets, hairbrush, the clothes you're wearing now, and many more. You see, non-metals are useful, often because of their chemical reactions. So let us now look at the properties shared by non-metals. They are dull and do not reflect lights very well. Their surfaces are rough. Non-metals that are solid are not strong and easily broken. Most non-metals do not conduct heat energy well. For this reason, they are used to make handles for cooking pans and cooking utensils. They are poor conductors of electricity. This is the reason why they are used to make coverings for electrical cables and plugs. Many non-metals are gases such as oxygen, chlorine, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen, helium, etc. Most nonmetals that are not gases have low melting points and low boiling points. By now, you might have a clear picture what are metals and nonmetals along with their properties. So let's go to our next topic, comparing metals and nonmetals. You have already seen the properties of metals and nonmetals. So in a nutshell, let's compare these properties. The table shows the properties of metals and nonmetals. In the metals column, there are 8 properties, and in nonmetals column, 5 properties. Properties of metals and nonmetals are almost opposite. Most metals are solid at room temperature. They are shiny. They do not shatter. They conduct heat energy very well. They are good conductors of electricity. They are malleable and ductile. They make a ringing sound when hit. Nonmetals. Many nonmetals are gases at room temperature. They are dull. They are brittle. They do not conduct heat energy well, and most nonmetals do not conduct electricity. Now, let us watch a short video clip on testing a materials to see if it conducts electricity. Activity 6.3, Investigating Materials.
Hi, I'm Jared and welcome to Fun Science Demonstrations for Young Learners. Little message, Morse code, are you getting it? Our big idea today is that electricity needs a path to follow. And sometimes that path is easy to follow, and sometimes it's not so easy. Some things conduct electricity and some things don't conduct electricity. And what's neat today is we get to experiment and find out what things are good conductors and what things aren't such good conductors. How do I do that? How do I show you electricity? I could bite down on this and get shocked and the easiest way is a light bulb. Watch. Our pathway. We have electricity flowing through the pathway, lighting up the light bulb. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes things really allow the electricity to flow through it. We call them conductors. Take a look at this wire. Have a little metal end and it's covered with plastic. If I connect metal to metal, whoa, the electricity flows. It must be a good conductor. Watch what happens when I touch the metal to the plastic. No light bulb. The electricity is not flowing through that plastic. It's an insulator. It doesn't really conduct it well. So I have all of these cool things here to really test and see. Do they conduct electricity or do they not? Let's start with my favorite, the hammer. We have the metal part. Let's try it. Let's create our pathway. Oh, look at that. It's flowing through our pathway. It conducts. What about the wooden part? Wood? Wood. Electricity's not flowing. That must be an insulator. Wood, it must be an insulator. The screwdriver, another tool of my liking. Wait, the metal on the hammer worked. I wonder if the metal on the screwdriver is going to work. So we touch and touch. Hey, it's flowing. Must be a conductor. What about the plastic? The wood didn't work. Let's try the plastic. Let's form our pathway. It's not flowing. We call it an insulator. Another tool, a C-clamp. Metal. It's working. Conductor. What about a wooden popsicle stick? It's not conducting. Insulator. A glass marble. All right. Touch. Woo, it's rolling. Touch. It's not working. Must be an insulator. A clothespin. We have wood, we have metal. I'm thinking the wood doesn't conduct. It's an insulator. What about the metal band? Touch, touch. We have light. Electricity. Science is so cool. Hey, if you want to learn more, check out the links right below our video.
Here is our last topic, everyday materials and their properties. We as humans, we use many different items made from different materials, such as the clothes you wear, the toys you play with, the buildings you live in, the vehicles you drive, and many more. We make things out of materials with the properties that we need for a particular purpose. Let's discuss about 4 of these materials: fiber, ceramics, plastics, and glass. Fibers. A fiber is the smallest unit of a textile material. Fibers can occur naturally or be man-made. More than half of all fibers used in clothes are man-made. Polyesters and nylon fibers are the most common man-made fibers, followed by acrylics, rayons, and acetals. Natural fibers are plant fibers, and silk are animal fibers. Ceramics. They are best known as brittle solids, particularly suited for withstanding high temperature. The classic properties of ceramics include durability, strength, and brittleness, high electrical and thermal resistance, and an ability to withstand the damaging effects of acids, oxygen, and other chemicals because of their chemical unreactive. Glass. It is usually transparent, which means you can see through it. It is waterproof and does not react with food or drink. They are cheap to make and can be recycled. They have one drawback, that is, they are heavy and can break easily. Glass is used in windows, bottles and jars, decoration piece, vase, science equipment, etc. Plastics. They can be transparent or opaque. They can be molded into many shapes and sizes. It does not react with food. They are light in weight and can be colored brightly. Like glass, plastic can be recycled. One disadvantage of plastic is that it takes a very long time to break down. This causes problems with disposal and litter. It pollutes environment if not disposed of properly. So with this, we have reached to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay strong.